Bears rookie wide receiver Rome Odunze had his second career 100-yard day this past Sunday, and so that's a big day from him. But could it have been a lot bigger? Well, we're going to take a look at his profile, utilization, advanced stats, and then break down what we saw from him on film in Week 9, and then figure out just how big his day could have been. When we think about Rome Odunze, he's 6'3", 212 pounds, and so that generally is somebody that should profile as an X wide receiver, at the very least. He does have positional versatility. Taking a look at how good he is as an athlete, though, this guy is an awesome athlete. His 4.45 40-yard dash is 80th percentile in and of itself among all wide receivers. Keep in mind, he's doing that at 6'3", 212 pounds. But because he's 6'3", 212 pounds, that gives him a 111.1 speed score, which is 94th percentile. That's height and weight adjusted speed. But it doesn't end there. He has an 83rd percentile burst score, that's his vertical and broad jump. Then he has an 86th percentile agility score at 6'3", 212 pounds. And this is among all wide receiver prospects, 86th percentile. When you look at his catch radius, it's 97th percentile itself. And so what you see here is somebody that is big, physically dominant, and an above average to elite athlete across the board. Taking a look at his advanced stats, I sorted this by wide receivers who had at least 5 targets in Week 9. He played 94% of the possible routes, which among 46 players in this 5+ target sample size, that ranks 24th. So right around the middle of the pack. When we take a look at his slot snap percentage, it's 42%, and his out wide snap percentage is 58%. And so that's a good mixture of him being an X and a slot in general. He doesn't really play the flanker too often. But when we look at his yards per out run, 2.21 is good for 19th. When you contextualize that with him playing with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen with a rookie Caleb Williams, that's pretty good. His PFF receiving grade of 65.6 is good for 28th. So that's not too great, but it's fine. Taking a look at his yards after catch per reception, though, his 5.2 ranked 10th among all of these qualifying players. He didn't force a missed tackle. He didn't have any contested catches, but he was wide open, so I'm definitely not going to fault him for that. Taking a look at his targets, though, his 7 ranked 22nd among this sample size. His 5 receptions are tied for 19th. His 104 yards, though, are tied for 9th. And he didn't score a touchdown, although, as you'll see, he should have had one. And so what you get in a full PPR setting, at least at the point of me recording this video, is 15.4 full PPR points, which is good for a wide receiver 21 finish. And so the advanced stats and total output, there are players performing a lot better than him, but I would say contextualizing that with him having a rookie quarterback and then 2 awesome wide receivers alongside him, that is pretty good production. Taking a look at the Bears' receiving stats in Week 9, Rome Odunze finished 3rd on the team in targets with 7 behind Keenan Allen's 10 and DJ Moore's 9. Yet, he finished with 1 more catch than both of them with 5, which was 2nd on the team. Easily 1st in yardage. Easily 1st in average yards per catch. And really nobody scored a touchdown, although once again he should have had one, with a long of 44. And so despite being the wide receiver 3, he finished with the most catches and most yards. I think this speaks volumes, at least in my opinion, as to how good of a player he is, considering he's contending with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. When we look at his target share, that's 19.44%. That's wide receiver 2 territory, kind of. Wide receiver 1 would be generally 25% and up. And so that's definitely not too bad when you think about that. He's playing with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. And DeAndre Swift is no slouch either. And it's interesting that Cole Kmet wasn't targeted in this game. I think Cole Kmet is a very above-average tight end. So that is concerning if you're a Bears fan. And looking at his target rate, though, 14.89%, that really isn't very good. It is good to see that he's on the field a lot, playing 94% of the possible passing snaps. But we would prefer his target share and target rate to be up. But when you contextualize it, with him playing with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, I definitely think it's understandable. And so, one thing about good receivers is they generally earn a high targets per out run rate or target rate, as well as they command a large target share, which is their market share of the total volume in the offense. But in this case, I would definitely cut Rome Odunze some slack because he is competing with Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. But let's take a look at the film from Week 9 to see just how well he actually played. All right, so on Rome Odunze's first target, he's right here in a bunch formation. He's going to be running a deep out. They're going to put Swift in motion, have him head towards the flat, and they're going to have Cole Kmet run a vertical route down the middle of the field. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 3, so you have deep third defender, deep third defender, deep third defender. They're going to have this linebacker blitz, and so they'll have a total of 5 people rushing. This guy's going to head towards the flat, and so you're going to have hook zoned here and hook zoned here. The deep route by Cole Kmet over the middle of the field is going to take Max Melton's attention slightly this way, but he's going to keep Rome Odunze in his line of sight as well. And DeAndre Swift's route towards the flat here is going to take this guy out of the play. It's going to open up a space for Rome right here, but he's going to turn around and he's going to make sure that he's available and as far away from any defender as possible to make himself an easy target because Caleb's going to roll to the bottom of the screen here. And so let's take a look. All right. And so you'll see that he cuts right here. And so he's wide open. This guy is occupied in the flat. Melton here is paying attention to Cole Kmet, but he does have Rome in his line of sight. Caleb Williams evades the sack, and he's going to scramble to the right. Rome turns around, squares up, makes sure that he's available, snags it. Not really anything after the catch, but it is smart that he would make sure that he was available for Caleb. And that's one of the good things that he brings to the table is improvisational ability to make sure that during scramble drills, at least somebody's available for Caleb. And so let's take a look from the top. I really like when the Bears use bunch formations. It makes matchups really challenging for defenses, especially given their allotment of receivers. Taking a look at Rome's second target, he's right here. He is going to be running a deep curl. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 3 once again, so you're going to have flat defender. This linebacker is going to blitz. This guy's going to go into a hook zone. This is going to be a robber. Then you're going to have deep third, and deep third with another flat defender here. This hook zone linebacker is going to be right here. The deep corner on this side of the field is going to be keeping his eyes on Rome, but Rome breaks down really well here and in a very short amount of time. This play is even more so besides Rome Odunze running a good route, is fantastic anticipation by Caleb and accuracy. He's going to fit this ball right over this linebacker in the hook zone. And so I really like the chemistry that they're starting to display with each other. All right, so notice how he breaks down, and there's no time. Caleb already has this ball thrown right over the linebacker. Easy completion. Very, very good route running to break down immediately, as well as the ball was already in the air as he was turning around, so fantastic anticipation, but also quick reaction time by Rome. So let's take a look in real time. You're going to have a motion by Cole Kmet. All right, so we started out with 2 positive plays. This one is a huge negative. You got Rome right here. He is running a sail route. You're going to have a curl by DJ Moore, and you're going to have a speed out by Keenan Allen. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 2, and so you're going to have deep half safety, flat, and then you'll have a couple of hook zones here. There is going to be a wide open space for Rome Odunze. It's a really good ball by Caleb as well. He is just going to flat out drop it. It's an inexcusable drop in my opinion too. And so you'll see he has a ton of open space. Caleb hits him, bounces off his hands for an incompletion. It hit him smack dab in the hands. You gotta catch that. Let's take a look in real time. I like the feel for spacing, the awareness to make sure that at least his feet were in bounds. You just cannot drop these. If you like what you're hearing and seeing so far, feel free to like and subscribe. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. I love doing these film breakdowns where I take a look at their profiles, utilization, strengths and weaknesses, how they're best utilized, and then break down what we see from these guys on film. So if you want to see more content like this, just like and subscribe. Thanks. Alright, so Rome Odunze's fourth target. We've had 2 good plays and 1 egregious drop. On this one, he's going to be running a corner. Cole Kmet's going to be running a flat, and Keenan Allen's going to be running a sit. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 1 man, so you're going to have man, deep middle of the field defender. Now, theoretically, I'm pretty sure 21 here, Garrett Williams, should be in man coverage on Rome Odunze. However, these 2 Cardinals defenders are going to lock into 1 wide receiver here, Keenan Allen, and Rome Odunze is going to be wide open. All right, so you'll see they are both keying in on Keenan Allen, and this defender is keying in on Cole Kmet, and there is just nobody there. Good completion. I like the fight to try to get some yards after catch. Because it was kind of a lofty pass, he didn't really have a lot of time to figure out where the people were around him. So I'm not going to put too much on him for not getting a lot after the catch. Good catch. It really is just a blown coverage, so there's nothing crazy special, but we'll take a look from the top. Yeah, so not too much to glean from that one. It was good, though, that he noticed he was open right away, put his hands up to make sure that Caleb knew that, yes, indeed, he was open. And so, yeah, we have 3 positive things out of 4 targets and 1 egregious drop. All right, let's take a look at his 5th target. Rome is circled right here. He is going to be running a fade. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 1 man, so you're going to have man, man. The safety is going to be on Cole Kmet. This is going to be a robber. And you're going to have single high safety up here. On this one, it's a good pass from Caleb. It really should have been pass interference on the cornerback here. It's a beautiful ball. If he hadn't have been interfered with, I think it was a touchdown. And so I wouldn't really put too much blame on him for not coming down with this. Good release off the line of scrimmage. Gets himself in perfect position. It's just barely incomplete. The cornerback did jump on him, though, so I really wouldn't put too much on Rome Odunze for this one. Let's take a look in real time. He's really good at boxing out people and positioning himself. I know we haven't really seen too many of these touchdowns that I'm sure most people were expecting to be plentiful this year. Things are going to work themselves out. Caleb, for all of his faults, throws a really good fade route. His accuracy in the red zone can be tremendous. His accuracy over the middle of the field and on those fade routes is really, really good. Like I said, let's be patient, because if he had not had been interfered with, that would have been a touchdown, and then his fantasy day would have been ridiculous. Things are going to work out. All right, so you know how I said that Rome Odunze, especially for his size, is an incredible athlete in terms of his agility? This play is going to be a good example of that. And so you're going to have a deep curl by Keenan Allen, and then you're going to have a whip route. So he's going to fake the out before heading inside is Rome Odunze. It's going to be a good play call, although the Cardinals definitely don't cover this very well. So they're gonna be in cover three. So you're gonna have a deep third defender, deep third defender, deep third defender. You're gonna have a robber right here. These two players are going to be blitzing, and so you're gonna have Rome Odunze versus this cornerback in the flat. However, once Rome turns it inside on the whip route, the cornerback is going to try to pass off the coverage, but there's just nobody there. So it's a good play call against this defense. But I must say, another thing to pay attention to here is Rome Odunze slows down once he's open to make sure that he's available for Caleb Williams. That's another thing. He makes little blunders here and there, like that dropped pass. Sometimes he lacks some situational awareness. But there are a lot of things to like from Rome Odunze, and the tempo of his routes in general is one of them. And look at that. And so he's trying to pass off the coverage, but Keenan Allen has Budda Baker distracted there. And so he sits, gets the pass, turns upfield, jumps, and so another good play by Rome Odunze. It was really nice to see this awareness to slow down and make himself available for Caleb, and then immediately turn upfield and try to get as much extra yardage as possible. All right, taking a look at Rome's final target, they're going to put Cole Kmet in motion towards this side of the field, leaving Rome alone. He is going to be running a whip route. He's going to stop right here, though he's not going to continue down the field. You're going to have DeAndre Swift head towards the flat. He's going to head upfield, though, because Caleb is going to be in trouble, and he's going to roll to the right. This play is going to be a good example of Rome making himself available during scramble drill for a second time, although I will give a little bit of credit to the cornerback for taking himself out of the play. But nonetheless, Rome, for a second time on film here, has made himself available when Caleb needed him most. That is a very good sign for things to come in the future. The Cardinals are going to be in cover 4, so you're going to have deep quarter defender, deep quarter, and deep quarter. Then these three linebackers are going to be in hook zones. Just pay attention to Rome making himself available for Caleb. So they put Cole Kmet in motion, starts running his whip, stops right there. Sees that Caleb's rolling out. And so you see the corners right on him. However, the cornerback just takes himself out of the play, but Rome made himself available. Nice, solid first down again. Take a look in real time. You know, things really haven't been going well for the Bears, and so there's been a lot of improvisation needed from the receivers and Caleb. Uh, while in general things do look very poor for this offense, I do think things are going to be okay once they get rid of Shane Waldron. I can't imagine he or Eberflus makes it till the end of the year with how things are going. And so the thing that I do like is that when things aren't going well, they are working together to at least convert first downs. And overall, this was a really positive day for Rome. He was used all across the formation, running whip routes, sail routes, corner routes. He just had one egregious drop. And so overall, I would say this was a really positive day for Rome Odunze, but it could have been a lot bigger if he didn't have that blatant drop, and then if he wasn't interfered with on that fade route. And so, as you can see, Rome Odunze should have had a much bigger day if he doesn't drop the pass on that sail route where Caleb hit him right in the hands, and then if he wasn't interfered with on that fade route in the end zone, he probably should have had about 130 yards and a touchdown on the day. You'll definitely take a 15.4 full PPR finish, which is wide receiver 21, but it should have been bigger. And so it is good to see that he's being utilized all over the formation. He played 42% of his snaps from the slot, 58% out wide. His yards per out run of 2.21 is good for 19th among that sample size of 46 players. Pretty good. He had 104 yards on only 7 targets, so that's pretty solid too. And so I think we're going to see a lot more production from him, especially this next season, but really down the stretch here. And so, in my opinion, I do think that he is contending with DJ Moore as their best wide receiver. I think he's clearly better than Keenan Allen at this stage of Allen's career. It is good to see the post-bye utilization increase. He's seen 6 and 7 targets after the bye, whereas before he had a couple 6-target games, and then he had that one 11-target game when Keenan Allen was out against Indianapolis. And so I don't think we've seen anything yet in terms of Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. I expect fantastic things from them in the future. I think as soon as they get rid of Shane Waldron and Eberflus, and if they can get somebody that's an offensive-minded head coach in there, that the sky's the limit. They'll obviously have to get some depth in terms of linemen and free agency, and they definitely need to address that in the draft. And so as long as they get rid of this coaching staff and get a bunch of linemen, I think that things are going to be awesome for Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze. And I think that Rome Odunze is going to establish himself as a fringe, low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2 in fantasy. But what do you think? Do you think next year that he's a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2? Let me know below in the comment section and let me know why. With that being said, if you like what you've seen and heard in this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I love doing these player breakdowns where we take a look at their profile, advanced stats, metrics, and then break down what we see from them on film. So if you want to see more, like and subscribe. Thanks.